We're live. I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. So, when you hop on this live video with me today, please share in the comments where you are from. I always love knowing where my friends are from. The title today is the all or nothing mentality. I'm super excited about today. It's Monday. Mondays are typically my busiest days, but I was more than happy when Alma asked me to be able to come in here and give you guys a masterclass on this. It's Gabby's and my 19th anniversary tomorrow, so I'm surprising her with a date today, right after this call. We're gonna knock this out. I'm gonna give you guys as much value as I can. But the most important thing for me is you guys are taking time away from your day or away from your families to listen to this masterclass. I want to make sure that you take something from this class and you take immediate action right after you get out of this. So there's this all or nothing mindset that promises like perfection, but often delivers a paralysis in your life. Progress, not perfection. Write this down. Progress, not perfection, is where growth lives, is where you're going to be growing throughout your life, whether that's your physical transformation, your spiritual life, or building a business, whatever it is that you're trying to go through. I'm going to give you guys a 5-step process that I hope inspires you and gives you direction on how to get rid of this all or nothing mindset and start making actual progress towards your goals. And that first step is identify the all or nothing mindset that you have. So identifying is the first thing to changing anything in your life. So first of all, you have to understand what that means. It's something like if you're saying, if I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it all. And some common examples of that would be, in your workout, if you miss one workout, you quit the whole week. Or you eat one bad meal, and so you give up on your nutrition goals for the rest of that week, and that carries into the next week and into the next week. So call it out. Perfectionism disguised as discipline. So you got to identify what it is and how you're self-sabotaging by thinking that everything needs to be absolutely perfect. For example, in my business, I have a goal to network, to connect with at least 5 people a day, to invite them to my product, to my business opportunity, and do that with 5 people a day, and then to do 5 follow-ups a day. Now, today, I'm taking the day off after this masterclass to spend time with my wife for our 19th anniversary. And so I'm not going to do those activities today. So like when I can identify, I'm not going to be an all or nothing type of person. I can understand it's okay that I don't do that today, but tomorrow, what's the next right step of integrity that I can take in my life? And so for me, tomorrow, I already know I planned and I know that tomorrow I'm not going to be like, oh crap, Monday is the most important day. I missed it, so I might as well miss tomorrow as well. No, I'm going to make an intentional effort and decision to do 2 times what I normally do in a day. And so I'll set time apart to do that. So identify the all or nothing mindset. Do you have it? Do you not have it? The second step that I want to share with you guys is reveal the hidden consequences of having an all or nothing mindset. So one of the biggest ones is that you're going to have emotional burnout and chronic guilt. Okay. What guys, one of the things I want to share with you, I listened to it in a podcast once, is that if you are like feeling guilty or beating yourself up about having a cheat meal, that's actually worse than the cheat meal for your overall health and wellness. So that's one of the hidden consequences. If you're striving to always be perfect, and have that all or nothing mindset, you're going to emotionally burn out and you're going to have that chronic guilt. And remember, chronic guilt is going to be worse than the actual act of eating the cheat meal or missing your workout. Next, loss of momentum, starting and stopping constantly. You guys know this in the heart of your hearts that if you want to create success in anything, whether that's learning to play the piano, whether that's losing weight, whether that's building muscle, whether that's improving your relationship with your spouse, whether that's graduating with your college degree or finishing a semester, you guys know that you can't start and stop constantly. You have to continually move forward on that journey. So that's one of the hidden consequences. If you are going to have that perfection mindset or the all or nothing, you're going to be starting and stopping, and you're never going to gain progress over time. You have to stay consistent. Next, paralysis by analysis, always planning and never progressing. So Alma, for example, could have asked me to do this class, and I could have been like, let me think about it. Let me see if I can figure out the best thing that I could talk about to inspire you guys to take some changes and not have an all or nothing mindset, right? And then I could just be thinking for the next week, the next week, the next week. But this is what I did. When she asked me, I said, yes, I can do it tomorrow or Monday. Which day works best? I didn't have a planned outline or exactly what I wanted to say because I know about paralysis analysis. So when one of the best things that you can do is when you know of something that you should do or you hear something that you should immediately take the next step of action. Whether that is, maybe you're listening to this call today and you one of the best things that you can do is make a decision and then take immediate action towards that decision. So the third thing is reframe progress as a real win. So I was reading in my book today called The Power of Connection, and so many people focus on the end goal and not the process. So it's going to be very important that you're focused on the process, that you reframe process as the real win. The process is where everything happens. The process is where the magic happens. So, for example, we built this dream home. I've visualized this dream home for 15 years. We spent 2 years actually building it. You know what? It's awesome being in this home and I love it, but I miss the process, the visualizing, the making the choices, the putting it together, the building of it. I loved that because I've reframed that process as a real win. So reframe process as a real win. So I want to introduce to you the 1% better principle. So instead of trying to be 100% better tomorrow, and going all in or just focusing on that goal, just focus on being 1% better every single day. So 1% better. One of my key phrases as I first started building a business 15 years ago and started my health and fitness transformation was do better than expected, get better than expected results. And what I mean by that is if you're doing your workout and they're doing 60 seconds or 40, let's say 45 seconds in the move, give it 46. Give it one more second. Give it one more percent. That's how you grow. That's how you challenge yourself. That's how you get better and how you get stronger. Next, celebrate your consistency over your intensity. So many of you are going to make a decision. I want to do this workout or I want to build this business. You go intense for like a week or 10 days or 2 weeks, and then you burn out because you were just so intense. And then you miss one day and you're like, oh my gosh, I missed one day. I'm not as intense. I'm not going as hard as I thought I would. And then you go into that guilt and shame cycle that we talked about. So celebrate your consistency over intensity. When I always get shouted out by my mentor in business, she always says, Scotty is the most consistent person that you'll ever meet. And that's how I've maintained my health and fitness over the past 15 and a half years without ever getting burnt out. That's how I built a business over the past 15 years without being burnt out. So I want you guys to celebrate your consistency, not the end result. Maybe your goal is to lose 50 pounds. You need to have a goal. Maybe your goal is to get a PR in whatever that is. You need to have those goals. But don't wait until you hit that goal to celebrate. Celebrate the fact that you were consistent, that you took your peptides or that you drank your water, that you got your sleep, that you did your workout, even if it's not as good as you wanted it to. Celebrate your consistency over time. Like pat yourself on the back for that. Next, there's a quote that I love that says, small hinges swing big doors. Growth happens in the reps, not the perfect conditions. So one of Alma's clients, for example, was talking to her about something, and it was about keeping promises to yourself. One of the biggest ways that you can destroy your self-confidence is to not keep promises to yourself. So that means maybe you're in this challenge and you're like, I'm gonna go do 30 days. I'm going to make it the healthiest 30 days of my life. And then you get into this all or nothing mindset and you miss a workout and then you miss another workout, then you miss another workout. What are you doing? You're not keeping the promise to yourself. You told yourself that you were going to do this challenge. What does that do? It destroys or diminishes your self-confidence. So if you want to grow in your self-confidence, keep your promises to yourself. So, I want to have a hard, good workout every single day, but But the matter of fact is, I'm not going to have the best sleep every night as a dad of five. I'm going to have things happen. I was installing blinds in my house last night. They didn't fit. So I don't know what's going to happen with the $10,000 worth of blinds that I ordered. Some of them fit and some of them, you can see through them at night. So they don't do what we want. And I was installing one and I fell off. I hit my knee and then I hit my hip on the shoulder and I'm all bruised up this morning. Do you think I could do my workout like I would like to? 100%? No. But I showed up and I did my chest and triceps workout with my dad, no matter what. I kept my promise to myself. Was it 100%? No. I would say it was about 50%, but I did it. So my confidence is growing because I'm following through with what I say I'm going to do. So if one of the biggest things that you do coming out of this masterclass today is keep the promises you make to yourself. And you don't have to be perfect. No one is perfect. No one will ever be perfect. So just understand that we are flawed humans and we are here to grow every single day. The fourth one, I want to teach you how to break this cycle. You might be in this cycle where perfectionism is your thing or this all or nothing mindset. So I want you to set minimums for your life instead of maximums. So let's say you're like, I want to run 5 miles. That would be like a maximum. I don't run 5 miles. I've never set a goal like that for myself. So instead of setting this maximum goal that you want to get to, set minimums. I'm going to walk or jog at least 10 minutes a day. So say something like that instead of I must run 5 miles. Okay. So set minimums for yourself. Use identity-based goals. So, and I teach my kid all the time. When he's shooting baskets and he's on fire and then he misses like 5 in a row, he's like, oh, I suck. Like if he says that, I teach him about his identity. And so what I tell him, the specific words that I use for him, and this is when he's playing baseball and missing as well, or not throwing strikes. I tell him to say this to myself. I'm a superstar. That's not like me. Or I'm an elite athlete. That's not like me when he misses his shot. So use identity-based speech to yourself or identity-based goals. So something like that for you could be, you say something like this. I'm the kind of person who shows up even if it's not perfect. So create these statements for your life. And if you need to, I want you to write them out every single day. I am a person who follows through with what I say I do. One of mine in my daily journaling says, I'm an elite athlete who is fast, strong, and pain-free. Okay. So you need to use identity-based quotes and write these out and speak them to yourself every single day about who you are. I want you to give grace and not guilt. Restarting is strength, not failure. And instead of quitting when things get hard or when things get difficult, I want you to remember that. Rest, don't quit. Write that down. Rest, don't quit. So for me, like I usually hang out late with my wife till like midnight. And last night I was just feeling overwhelmed. I fell, I hit my knee and my hip. The shades didn't fit. I was feeling overwhelmed. It was Sunday. I knew I was coming into a work week, and I just felt overwhelmed with life. I was like, do I have to send them back? Do I get some money back? All those things, right? So what did I do? Instead of quitting, I just rested. I went to bed early. Earlier than I normally do. I made sure I got enough sleep, and I got up and I did my daily routine of journaling, reading personal development, prayer, and meditation. So give yourself grace and not guilt. Remember, guilt and shame are going to be worse than missing the workout or having a bad cheat meal. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to give you guys a call to action. Mindset shift in action. So I want you guys to I want to ask you guys this question. Where has the all or nothing mindset held you back? Has it held you back in your marriage, in your career, in your business, in your nutrition, in your workouts? So I wanted to ask you that question. And if you want extra accountability, comment on this live video and share with us where that has held you back. Next, I'm going to issue a challenge to you. Pick one area in your life this week. Don't pick all of the areas. Pick one area this week to embrace this progress over perfection mentality of embracing the 1% better each day, doing a little more than expected, resting instead of quitting, not beating yourself up, everything that we've talked about. And then I want to just let you guys know and remind you that, and even write this down right in your notes right now. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be present and taking steps forward in the right direction. My friends, I hope this helped you out. I wish we were sitting across the table, eye to eye, so I could tell you you are deserving, you are worthy of having the most incredible success in your life, in your fitness, your finances, your spirituality, your relationships. But you need to believe it for yourself. Thank you, guys.